Hey everyone, it's Brian here. Today I'm coming on to do a shutter fold card, which some may think is really hard, intimidating kind of project to make. But I'm going to show you how to do this simply and in as few steps as possible. And I think by the end of this video you're going to really like what you see. So, what you're going to start out with is a piece of cardstock, any color you wish, that measures 10 by 7 inches. And you're going to score it 2.5 and 7.5 inches. We'll do that in just a moment. And for the inside, we're going to need to score a piece that is 8 inches by 3.5 inches wide. 8 inches tall by 3.5 inches wide. You're going to have to score it at the top, it's 1/2 inch, and again it's 7.5 inches. And you also have the belly band that will do probably last, that measures 1/2 inches tall by 11 inches wide. And you'll want to score that at 2 7/8 inches and 8 1/8 inches. But we'll get to that later. And the only other piece that we're going to need to score is 2 pieces of 3.5 by 3 3/4 inch cardstock. You need to score it 1/2 inch on both pieces on the 3 3/4 inch side. And I'll show you a little trick in just a little bit on how to get a really good shutter look to it. We're also going to need a piece of 6 3/4 inch by 3 1/4 inch. That'll be the line. That'll be the matting for the inside piece that I mentioned earlier that we scored. It's 1/2 inch and 7.5 inches. And behind all that, we're going to need a piece that measures 4 7/8 by 7 inches. Don't need to score that either. We have 4 pieces that measure 2 1/4 by 6 3/4 inches. And the mat for those pieces, which go on the front and sides. 4 pieces that measure 2 inches by 6.5 inches. And don't worry if you can't see all this, all my writing. I'm going to try to remember to have this in the description box of the video. And I'm also going to try to do a blog post for all this as well. And in addition to all the paper that you'll need, you're going to need 3 circle dies. Now I'll show you. This one's going to be exclusively for the outer part, the belly band, decorative part. And this is going to be the one you use here for the shutter opening. Now I'm going to measure this for y'all real quick. It's going to be about, I want this at about 3 inches. So that's just going to be slightly smaller than your opening, than your piece that's going to go over the shutter folds. And then this one here is about 3 1/4 inches, I believe. And that is going to be your layering for around that piece, which you'll do in addition to this piece. I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. And if you're gonna need like a stamp of some kind for the inside, sentiment for the shutter to fold in on. This one's gonna say happy birthday wishes. So that is, of course, this one's upside down. I got it that way, so we just gonna stamp it the right way, and everything will be all right with that. Okay, so let's see here. First, we want to go ahead and score our cardstock at 2.5 inches and 7.5 inches. And that's going to be the base of the card. I'll find 2.5 inches here and 7.5 inches here. I can put the scoreboard up just for the moment. Make sure that's going to be strong enough to work with. Now I do see that there's going to be a little gap here, but that'll be okay because we're going to put a belly band on there when we're done. Probably just cut it a little short. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and get the bone folder. Fold this. Yeah, there will be no problem with that. The belly band will hide all, well, some of that at least. So next what we want to do is get our 4 7/8 by 7 inch piece and then glue that down right on to here, like so. And I'll be doing that in just a moment. I may be using the glue stick after all. My glue does not want to cooperate as per usual. So what you want to do is basically you're going to want like a cereal box or something if you're going to do this, so you can protect your work surface. This work surface will get real nasty looking real quick if you just do the glue stick over that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and cover the entire back of this, I mean like every last little bit of it, with glue stick. And I'm going to go ahead, put this down for the moment. Going to lay this down right where we need it to. And I know this is a 5 by 7 card, and I know I did say 4 7/8 inches wide by 7 inches tall, and that's so I wouldn't have any interference when I went to go fold the flaps. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this part down some more. I'll put this cap on real quick too. I'll grab the Cricut scraper too real quick. Just make this a little faster. Go ahead and try to get some of this glue in here. I don't know if you can tell, but you can hear thunder in the background. We're having a pretty good storm right about now around here. It's supposed to last most of the night. I don't know why this is not working at all. Maybe it'll work now. There we go. I got it to work. Now I just need a piece of paper towel. Wipe off the excess. There we go. It's going to fold very nicely. And like I said, there will be that gap in the middle, but that's cool. Okay, so next what we want to do is go ahead and get this 8" by 3.5" piece. I'm going to go ahead and score that at 1/2 inch. And 7.5 inches. It could be argued that you could do the matting and layering on the sides and the front next, but I just want to get this part done first. You know, the stamping part at least. So we're just going to fold that back at 1/2 inch and 7.5 inch lines. And I'm going to find a bone folder real quick to varnish that down with. I'll show you what I mean. Looks like I might have cut a little over 7 inches or something. Yeah, because that's, well, that's cool because we want that nice and tight. Just not that tight. So when you see this like this, you do want this to be lifted up some. I will show you an alternative method you could do, and you could just cut it at 7 inches by 3.5 inches and put a thin layer of mounting tape on the top and on the bottom and stick it down that way later on, if that's the way you want to go. But you don't have to go that way if you don't want to. So what I'm about to do now is go ahead and put the layering on for this one, which would be the 6 3/4 by 3 1/4. We got a nice 1/4 inch trim on the front white all the way around. Here we go. Now you got the layering around here. And what I'm about to do now is I'm going to cut out that circle that I need for the opening, which will be the smallest circle here. Like I said, this is about a 3-inch circle. You could probably go 2 3/4 if you wanted to, which I may do that if this is the right one. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with 2 3/4 on this one. It does seem a bit small. That seems a bit large. So I think we're going to go with the 2 3/4 inch circle. We're just going to center it right about here. I'm going to go ahead and put some tape on there. And I'm going to put some more tape on the bottom part of the die as well, so there won't be any slippage going on. Don't need slipping and sliding on the dies. So I'm going to put it in like so. Grab my other plate if I can find it. Go ahead and cut that out. And now we can go ahead and get the washi tape off here. We'll put the die cut machine up for now. We're going to need that again a little bit. I'll have to find something to cover that up with. I'll cover that up too. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and put this on. This is a dry fit. We are not going to glue it on or tape it on yet, because it would not be time for that quite yet. So what I want to do here is grab my ink pad and my happy birthday stamp. And I probably should have done this part before I glued it down, just in case I messed up or something. And there we go. It's a little crooked, but it does the job at least. So I'm happy for that. So now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off. I'm going to go ahead and make the outer border for this one here, using the 2 3/4 and 3-inch. And I need to find a little scrap piece for that. You can just use any old scraps if you want to. I thought maybe I had one already, but I don't. So I'm going to scramble around and find something real quick. Here, I got this I used at Christmas time last year. It's nice cream color cardstock. Go ahead and put one piece of washi on here. And then one more. Have to adjust it some. Okay, so we're about to bring out the die cut machine again. Okay. Don't want everything to go spilling. As you can see, I have two dies layered in within each other. I'm going to use this piece over here. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. So I'm going to shake up my glue some and hopefully it'll work this time. Try to put a little thin bead of glue down, which I failed miserably at. So I'm just going to rub it around some and clean up the excess on the mat. And now I'm going to go ahead and put this down on here, like so. Now I'm going to just rub it all over with the paper towel. I'm also going to go ahead and gently burnish down with the Cricut scraper. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and do the matting and layering for the front and sides. I'm going to put this stuff to the side for just a moment. There are 4 pieces of paper. This is from the birthday paper stack from Die Cuts with a View. I really like these papers. Came with 100 sheets. It's not cardstock. It's actually, like text weight paper, 20 pound, and they just, put designs on it, which works really well for me. I'm going to go ahead and put the glue all over the entirety of the pattern paper. Now I'm going to lay it down like so. See where I am with everything being centered. It's not quite centered, so I'm just going to take it off some. Start again. There we go. That may do it. Hope the glue's gonna work. That's not going to work like so. So I'm going to do some more gluing here. That's going to turn out not centered at all, not even close. So I'm just not going to worry about it on this particular one. And do this for all the other 3 pieces. Got 2 down, 2 to go. Comes a big old clap of thunder. Three down, 1 to go. And this is going to be our last matting piece here. I'm sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. I keep forgetting that I need to have it in front of the camera. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and glue all these on. I'm going to glue the inside ones on first, I think. Now we're going to go ahead and do the third piece. It's going to go on here. Gonna make sure I got it going the right way, and I will. Get it down real good. So I have to make a good connection there. Go ahead and brush that down real well. And of course, if you want to, you put like a 5x7 or a 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 here for your sentiment, because that's probably where your sentiment is going to want to go. Because we got all this stuff going on the inside. So this is what we got so far. Now what we're going to do is work on the shutter part. First, I think I'm going to want to put this in here right now before we go any further. I want to also get this centered first, just to make sure. So I'm going to go ahead and some double-sided tape here. And like I say, you don't have to have this 1/2 inch and 7/2 inch score line. You can just cut it to 7 inches tall and do the foam tape on the top and bottom, and some in here too, if you wanted to. But that'll be completely up to you. Now I'm going to go ahead and yes, by the way, you do want to put this on first, because I'll show you what we're going to do, a little trick in just a minute on how to get the shutter part to work with this on already. So I'm going to go ahead and tear off this a little bit here. This tape doesn't need to be off that far. Go ahead and get those off. I'm going to line it up real well, nice and centered. I think that's about where I want it. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that over real quick. Now I do prefer using the foam tape rather than just gluing or taping this part like this. And you probably will want to put that little matting and layering on back there now. But now what we're going to do is go ahead and get the shutters ready. And like I said earlier, you want to score at score at ½ inch on the 3 3/4 inch side on both of them. Now I'll show you what I did here real quick. You may be asking, why did you put that line in the middle there only halfway? Not even that much. Well, I'll show you real quick. I'll show you how I did this as well. Okay, so halfway point of 3½ inches is 1 3/4 inches. So that's where we need our mark to be. So instead of just making a mark and guessing there, I lined my other piece up to the 1/2 inch mark, like so, up against here. And I just scored all the way to that 1/2 inch mark. And I did the same exact thing with the other one too. Got that lined up on the 1/2 inch mark, the other piece. Then it went from 1 3/4 inch all the way down 1/2. And the reason I'm doing that is because nobody's going to see this part, because that's coming off. In fact, it's coming off right now. I'm going to show you how it's going to come off too. You could use a paper trimmer if you wanted to, or you could use scissors or X-Acto knife or finger blade, whichever you prefer. I think in this case, I'm just going to use my my trimmer. I think that'll make things a lot easier for me, at least. I do have a little more I need to cut off there, so I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Here's what goes. I'll trim off that little tiny bit there. Because I've been known to go over on these kinds of things. A little overboard, so I didn't want to do that this time. So I'm just going to show you how to do it with scissors on this one. Just go line up at the end and go all the way up to that end of that mark. Do the same thing on the opposite side here. And you have yourself your mark. Your shutter. So what you're going to want to do now is go ahead and get some tape on the 1/2 inch part here on both pieces. Gonna line it right up against that edge of the mark. And go put another piece up here. Now I'll trim in just a minute. Do the same thing on this one. Right up against that score mark. And right behind it as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go ahead and cut this overhang off. Like so. I don't have any overhang on this one, doesn't look like. So, next, what you're going to want to do is to go ahead and start doing like so. You're going to want both parts straight, and one end's going to go over the other end, like so. And that's how it's going to look like when it's closed. So, flap is going to be over one part on this one, and it's going to be over the opposite side on the bottom. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and line this up again. In fact, I might have an idea here. I'm just going to get a tiny little piece of washi tape and temporarily put it so nothing will pop open or get out of place or out of joint. So I'm going to line this up real quick. Stick it in here, like so. Stick it in there. Line everything up real well. And now I'm going to go ahead and start taking off this tape. I'm going to take that off too real quick. I'm going to go ahead and put that down like so. March it down real well. Do the same exact thing on the other side while holding this down. Take off the tape. Oops. There we go. And watch the magic happen. And I do like that. I would prefer this to be on mounting tape up here, which I may do later. I may just take this off, cut that there and there, and do the mounting tape, because I don't like that popping up like that. So, but there you go. And just listen to that sound it makes. Makes that very nice sound that we all love. So now we're done with this part of the card. Now we're going to make the belly band real quick. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Promise you I'm almost done. Been on here 45 minutes apparently. So I'm going to take the two largest dies. Let's see, this was 3 1/4 and 3 1/2, I think. Or maybe it was 3 and 3 1/4. I'm not sure which. But regardless, we're going to cut these two out separately. Go ahead and grab some washi tape here real quick. If I could find it. I'm just going to grab some more washi tape. And now I'm going to go ahead and cut this so I can fit in the big shot. And y'all could make this as well if you wanted to without any dies, actually. Yeah, it should be pretty easy, actually. Only thing you do is just replace the dies with circle stencils or templates or something like that. Go ahead and cut this out real quick. I should cut out the other one while I was at it. Save a little time. Got one circle done. I think we're gonna go with the next one down, not the one I was planning on doing, which would be. No, I don't want that one. That's not what I'm looking for. Looking for another piece here. This may work. Oh, that. Okay, no, we don't want that one either. Let's try this one. This one seems like a winner. And maybe we won't do that one in white. Or maybe we will. I'm not going to do anything for the circles here right now. I'm not going to put any decorations on them right now because I'm running out of time. I mean, I've probably used over a gigabyte of my of memory on my phone just now by doing this one video. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that out. I'm going to mount that on real quick, and then I'm just going to leave it at that, I think. Then I'll show it on Instagram later. If you want to go to Instagram, BD Crafts More is my handle there. And you can see the finished card after a while. Okay, so what we want to do is get some of these super glue mounting squares. Come out like this. Go ahead and take these off. I may just put like a little ice cream cone stamp or something on there and just call it a day on that. But one more thing we gotta do though is the belly band itself. I'll show you how to do that real quick. And we're gonna want to do that by scoring at 2 7/8 inches. So one tick under 3 inches, and 8 1/8 inches, which would be one tick over 8 inches. The way I see things is that will make things, you know, a little bit easier to put on. Go ahead and put a little glue on here, or at least attempt to. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and burnish this down real quick. And now what we want to do is go ahead and put some of this double-sided tape over maybe like all but the first and last quarters of the sides there. So we want to go about here and about here maybe with the tape. And this is going to stick down in circles. And I may be putting a little too far here anyways. Let's see here. That'll be just fine, I think. Except for that. I'll pull that back a little bit. There we go. There we go. And here we go. And just imagine, you know, a stamp or a little sentiment right there. So, here we go again. Happy birthday wishes. I'm going to put this over this, like so. So it'll fit a little easier. That's why we did 2 7/8 and 8 1/8. And it's a little loose, but it's better than being too tight and not being able to fit on there. So I'm going to go for now, y'all. Hope y'all have a great day. See y'all again later. Bye.